If you haven't already, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button, and while you're at it, click on that little bell too. What's up, guys? So I saw Venom. Um, Joanna, how you doing? Man, I'm just wait a couple seconds, just get a couple people on here. This is gonna be my Venom reaction. Man, this was tough, you know. All right, we can just get into it, and if you guys got questions or whatever, just comment. I'll respond to them as you type later, whatever. All right, so going into Venom, there was a lot of trepidation, right? There was a lot of concern because, um, you know, first, the news that Venom did not have Spider-Man did not rub me the right way at all. And I'm pretty sure it didn't rub a lot of people the right way either. So that was like strike number one, right? No Spider-Man in a Venom movie, it's kind of a problem. Then, supposedly after the success of Deadpool and everything, everybody was like, oh, Deadpool was rated R, Logan was rated R, so Venom is going to be rated R. And at least that would kind of make up for not having Spider-Man, right? Then we find out Venom is PG-13. Mistake. That was strike number two. So, of course, I'm still going to keep an open mind. I'm still going to, go see it for myself and everything. And, for a lot of y'all, Eric, what's going on? Mike, Larry, I see you guys. I want to go see it to help other people, because I'm not going to tell y'all what to do with your money, but I feel as though if I can at least tell you what you're going to expect, maybe, then you can plan out your money a little bit better. Okay. But anyway, let me put it like this, because I'm not gonna make this spoilery. Like, I'm not gonna spoil the movie. I don't think that's fair for people, because if you do want to actually go see this movie, then you should be able to go experience it as free as possible. And this is just my opinion, right? And I'll definitely do a more formal review for you guys, hopefully tomorrow. Like, I took a day off of work, you know what I'm saying? Just so I can do other things. But I'm also gonna try and get this out for you guys too. But the movie starts off very well, Tom Hardy, he's doing his thing. We get I would say a slightly different version of Eddie Brock. So, like, if you watch the cartoons, if you've read the comic books, I don't know if you could say this is the traditional Eddie Brock, the hot-headed jock and the dude with the anger management issues. That's not what you're getting with this. So you're going to get something different. And the movie is pretty straightforward and legit until you get to Venom, right? Until we finally get Venom in the mix. I would say that's where the movie starts to lose its identity. It starts trying to be too many different things, at one point you thinking like, oh, this is almost like a horror, right? It's a little scary almost. And then another time it's like, is this a comedy? Like, yeah, we trying to be funny with this now? And then it tries to be like an action movie. It's like going in all these different directions, and that's what makes it so weird, right? Like, you think it's going this way, but then it goes this way, then it goes back, and then that in itself to me was a problem, because I'm like, yo, if you're gonna pick a lane, stay in it, quit swerving, and that's kind of what this movie did. It it needed Spider-Man. It did. If that was your concern, it's validated, the movie, I mean, Tom Hardy's okay. You know what? Let me give you some positive stuff. At least one positive thing was the fact that like Venom, the creature itself, was entertaining, right? They do show you some unique abilities and stuff. And what I appreciated was the fact that they didn't make it copy off of Spider-Man. So at least Venom is its own thing, and that's good. That's a positive, to kind of show us something a little different. I'm trying to think of what else. It's kind of hard, trying to find all the good stuff because I'm trying to be objective. Like I don't want to just, you know what? It's not trash. This movie is not trash. What it is it kind of feels like the Suicide Squad effect. Okay. And if you don't know, so with Suicide Squad, it was one of those movies where it was supposed to start off and it was supposed to be rated R, and it was supposed to be all serious and dark and go down a certain lane. And then, the studios was like, oh, but Marvel, they do all the fun stuff and they got jokes and we got to add that into the movie. And then later you could kind of see where Suicide Squad just deteriorates into a different movie. And that's kind of what happens with Venom. Like Venom, has some moments where it could be rated R. Like you could tell, oh, this is a scene that could be rated R. Then all of a sudden it goes super PG and you like, well, that kind of kills the effect, I mean, like imagine if I were to like cut you, but you don't see any blood, you don't see nothing, and it's kind of like, okay, whatever. So, it hurts the movie, in my opinion, that they couldn't be fully committed to the dark adult violence that they tried to perpetrate. It's kind of like if you're gonna go with it, just do it. Don't pull your punches. And that's kind of how it felt like it was doing, and it's noticeable. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell when they were like, no, add a joke here, it'll be funny. And that's the weirdest thing. It's one thing when a movie tries to be funny and it, but then it's another thing when like it does something and you think it's supposed to be funny, but you can't tell. So now you in the audience, you in this awkward position where you like, yo, am I laughing with this movie or at this movie? And I think a lot of times you're going to do both. You're going to laugh at it because they get really corny and whack. And then other times you're going to laugh because, some things were actually funny. I don't know if there was any other. I mean, there are some problems with this movie. I will detail more of that in my review. I'll let you guys know more of my issues with it in more detail. I'm still debating if I want to do like a spoiler thing. I might just do another live talk, like after you guys get to go see it, over the weekend or something. Maybe we could all just chat again and just go into more detail. Because the weird thing is, I really don't want to give this movie that much more energy. You know what I'm saying? Like doing one review feels like what it's worth. Because after this, I don't want to see nothing else from this version of Venom. Like nothing. I mean, they put some little setups in there, like, ooh, maybe we got a sequel, but outside of that, it's kind of like, yo, there are two things. I'll say this: there are two things that'll make me want to go see a sequel to this movie if they ever do it. One, you have to have Spider-Man in this movie. If you don't put Spider-Man in a potential sequel, don't talk to me. Like I ain't trying to hear that right now. Like Venom 2 is coming out and now we gonna have it. I don't care. Like don't even nothing. The second thing that would probably make me inclined to want to even think about watching a Venom sequel if they do it would be if Sony was like, you know what, Marvel, what you did with Spider-Man Homecoming, we need some help. Come and do that with Venom. Now we talking. Now we can talk. So yeah, the movie was, I can't say it was disappointing because I had low expectations going in. And I think that's actually the best way to go in if you choose to go watch it. Um, I wouldn't say it's one of those things you need to plan your night for. If you're excited to go see the movie, I'm not gonna rob you from that. Go watch it. You might actually like it, kind of, sort of. I mean, like, there are people that like Suicide Squad. I didn't like Suicide Squad because I thought that it compromised itself in a lot of different areas. This movie is kind of like Suicide Squad. It tries to be all hardcore and, edgy and dark, and then all of a sudden it sprinkles in all these weird, awkward comedic moments, and you just get this weird feeling of like, yo, what are you trying to do here? Like, what are y'all trying to be as a movie? It's weird, but at the same time, again, it's not trash. Like, there was some news posted. Like, I posted a post earlier about how early reactions were saying this movie was like Catwoman or Fantastic Four. No, that's not fair. It's not that bad. Like, those movies they were garbage. I mean, garbage. Okay, there's a special place for movies for Fantastic Four now. This ain't it. But I would say that it's close to Suicide Squad level. It reminded me of Blade 3. If some of y'all remember Blade 3, I mean, I love Blade. Blade was dope. It was great. Just one of those things that was cool. But if you ever go back and rewatch Blade, they got some corny stuff in that movie. But it fit for that time frame, like 20 years ago or whatever. This movie would have been perfect in the late 90s, early 2000s. It doesn't really show us anything new. Like, you've seen a lot of this stuff before. If I know some of y'all ask me right now, is it worth watching this and this? Look, yo, matinee. You know what I'm saying? Like, the economy's still tough. I don't care what anybody say. The economy's tough. Matinee, $5 Tuesdays. You ain't got to be paying no $15 for this movie, in my opinion. Because it's just not. The thing, okay, I'm gonna be honest with y'all because we could be cool like that, right? The problem I have with these movies is that they put millions of dollars into these movies, right? They put millions of dollars into this. They hype it up. They get us all excited. And then they drop the ball in a lot of different situations, right? And what ends up happening is you have people that ignore all these problems in the movie. And it's not about being a hater. It's not about that. It's about being honest. Okay? Because I can tell y'all the movie's not trash, but it's got some problems, right? And it's like, we go to the movie theaters and pay for these movies. And every time we do that, we're giving a vote. And we are telling the studios, we like this. Keep doing this. And this is honestly just one of those movies I'd be like, yo, we don't need to vote for this. We don't need to tell them to keep on giving us this. Like, y'all can do better. You can do so much better. Anyway, let me look at some of these questions and stuff. I'm sorry. I don't want to get all riled up or nothing. Let me see what y'all talking about out here. Yeah. Tierma. Yeah. Look, I wanted Venom to be awesome too, but I think honestly, it just had too many things working against it. You don't have Spider-Man, which means you have to change up his origin. And that's another problem because they keep some things of his origin, but I think what hurts it for me, what hurts the character for me, is that they changed his motivations. I'll give you something else. If you guys watch Batman versus Superman, they have a Martha moment. I would call this a Martha moment in this movie, and that bothered me. And what that Martha moment is it's the reason why they bond, right? So, I mean, you guys can go see if you want what that reason is. I won't spoil that for you, but I thought it was a whack reason. I mean, in the comic books and the cartoons, for those of you that are familiar, Eddie Brock hates Spider-Man, Venom hates Spider-Man, and that's what brings them together. In this movie, they changed that. It's a Martha moment, in my opinion, and it's just it's not trash. It's not trash, but God, I just wish they had a better writer. I wish they had a different director. Tom Hardy was cool. You know, he had a couple moments. It was all right, but geez, Louise, man, I just don't think Sony knows what they're doing. I honestly don't, and it's troubling to me because it's 2018. Like, how do you not know how to do this yet? Like, I don't. They just need to ask Marvel for help, seriously, and just leave it at that. Like, Marvel, just help, G. Like, help us make money. you know. Let's see. Was it at least better than Topher Grace's Venom and Spider-Man 3? Yes. Yes, it was. That was atrocious. Topher Grace was a disgrace to all of Venom, anything. But yes, it was definitely better than Spider-Man 3. Yes. You get a free movie. Go see it. Eric, you get a free movie from Cinemark Club. Man, perfect. Hey, that's money well spent. Was it like Batman versus Superman? You know what? The problem with Batman versus Superman was the fact that they tried to do too much. This movie doesn't try to do too much. It's just that what it works with, what it's trying to do, I don't think it does it very well. So you get it. You might see what they're trying to do, but I think in the back of your mind, you're going to be like, yo, I've seen better. I've seen it done better. That's kind of the main thing. Yeah, Frost was very corny in Blade. Yes, that is true. Blade 2 was dope. I'm glad I got some Blade fans in here. Is it comparable to any Marvel movie? That's a good question. You know what? It is comparable to a Marvel movie. It isn't. It is. Oh my God, this is almost a great comparison. It is comparable to the Incredible Hulk. There you go. And I'm talking about the Ed Norton Incredible Hulk. You get the same big climactic battle at the end. I'll go deeper into that in my review because that needs to be discussed. But yeah, it's the Incredible Hulk. There you go. So however you felt about the Incredible Hulk back in, what was it, 2008 or whatever, that's this. Good question. Let's see. Let's see. Would an R rating save it? It wouldn't save it, but it would help it. Because, like I said earlier, this movie pulls its punches a lot. So, yes, an R rating would have definitely been better served. But you got to think about it. They're doing business moves at this point, right? Like, for Sony, they like, yo, if we do a rated R movie and let's just say it doesn't do very well, you got a very small audience that you're working with. But if you do PG-13 and you open it up to all them 13-year-olds and older, you weigh the cost. Now you're getting some more money in the bank. But I personally think if they were allowed to be rated R, it would have been better. Save it, that's a stretch. But better, yes. One asks, is Carnage in it? I would say there are 2 post-credit scenes. So I'm not going to answer your question, but I will say that there are 2 post-credit scenes. So, stay until the very end. Actually, if I'm being completely honest, the second post-credit scene is the best part of the entire movie. And the messed up thing is, it has nothing to do with the movie. That's the craziest thing. Like the second post-credit scene, it has nothing to do with Venom, but it is literally the best part of Venom. So definitely stay all the way until the very end. No spoilers for anybody just joining. I'm just talking about Venom. Just figure out however you want to feel about it. Yes, there is that Martha moment about my couch. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, there is no white spider insignia on his chest. By the way, so for this movie, they legally cannot talk about Spider-Man at all. Like Spider-Man is nothing. There's no mentions, there's no Easter eggs, nothing. You don't even see a spider cobweb in an old building. Like no Spider-Man. So yeah, no insignia on his chest, no nothing. The closest you'll get is Eddie Brock maybe saying something like something 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 New York. Like that's the closest you'll get. But if you're counting on maybe a eeny beady tiny Spider-Man reference, nah, ain't in there. Yeah, Sony should give up them rights, but they won't because it's money. Sean, I see you just getting in. It's not bad, it's not trash. Venom is it's Suicide Squad. So however you felt about Suicide Squad, that's Venom. Suicide Squad with a mix of Incredible Hulk. Would Hardy be better than Grace? Yes, Hardy is better than Grace because Topher Grace he was trash. So that's bad. Someone said it's trash adjacent. Yes, they should. Was Tom Hardy Venom? They put a different spin on it. So whatever idea you used to have about Venom, it's not it. I mean, I think at this point, if you haven't read the comic books, you'll be more entertained by this. So like people that have no idea who Venom is, they'll be like, "Oh, that was cool. That was funny. Ha ha ha." Whatever. But like if you grew up on the cartoons, if you know who Venom was, it might be a little disappointment. Uh, let's see. Anybody else got anything before I head out? Yep, they definitely should give the rights back to Marvel. Not trash. Concept was bad. I agree. Yeah. Um, two post-credit scenes, so make sure you stay to the end. Was the CGI good? You know what? It's like you're gonna go into the movie knowing that there's CGI in it. So what I will say is that they do a smart thing of keeping it in the dark and using just different things to try and take your attention away from the CGI. So maybe they'll have like some smoke or just dark settings. So it's okay, but there's one big scene towards the end where the CGI is a mess. Like literally it's a mess. You'll know it when you see it. Um all right, all right. Yep, yep, yep. I see a lot of y'all want Marvel to take over, and they should. I should. How many times did they say symbiote? A lot. Enough for you to notice, and it was annoying. Um, was it trying too hard? Yeah, I think it was trying too hard. Just trying to be too funny. Like it didn't need to be. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing in this movie was like you have to have that good old Marvel fun. Nothing. It was not needed, but you could tell that they injected a lot. And for me personally, I think that part of where that came in and it failed was because they made Venom talk too much. Again, you'll see it for yourself if you want to, but that part for me was a mistake. They didn't need to have Venom talk so much, but we'll talk about that in the next live video. I guess I'm assuming most of you guys might see it Friday, Saturday, so maybe on Sunday we'll talk, and go over that. Let's see. Anybody else? Nobody pronounces symbiote correctly. They are all saying symbiote, symbiote, symbiote. Yes, Incredible Hulk was an underrated movie in the mind and memory. And I recently went back and watched it because it was one of my favorite Hulk movies, and that movie does not hold up. So, uh, you know, don't go rewatch it. Like, let it stay preserved in your mind. Any whoa moments during the action scenes? Um, I don't think so. Like, there's nothing super memorable in this movie. Because as one of my critic friends was saying, um, we've seen movies with black goo before. You know what I'm saying? So like, there was nothing like, "Yo, that was crazy" or whatever. The most shocking moments you've probably seen in the trailers, but nothing that's gonna be like, I gotta go see that again. So sorry. I don't think there were any whoa moments. Did Brock go to jail? That's spoilery, so I won't tell you yes or no. Um, will there be a continuation for Venom's or for Hardy's Venom? Or do you think it'll get a reboot by Marvel? I think Sony would love to do a continuation. I would personally hope that Marvel does a reboot. I hope Sony keeps this Venom in whatever corner pocket that they want to do. And I hope that I hope Marvel's like, whatever y'all saw over there, that ain't got nothing to do with us. We have our own Venom. But Sony has the rights to Venom. So I don't know how they're gonna make that work. I personally think that if this Venom fails, like if it flops, maybe Sony wises up and they like, okay, Marvel, we need help. But people gonna be buying this. Like, people are already lined up to go see it, so that's gonna send mixed messages, I think, to Sony. They're gonna think they're gonna have a hit, and I don't know. Like, I don't know. I hope just Marvel comes in and saves the day. I really do. Did it feel like it was trying to conform to the Marvel feel? Yes, with all those little added jokes and stuff. Just like Suicide Squad. Like, the way Suicide Squad had all these random, unnecessary, humorous moments, when it could have been a darker, more serious movie. That's what this movie tried to do. So, no Spider-Man references seem awkward. Yes, it was. It was. Um, oh no. Somebody said if it's Suicide Squad, it gave me and my whole family cancer. My goodness. I'm so sorry for you guys. Uh will it have sequels? Maybe. Does this set up the Morbius movie? No, it doesn't. But I will say that I am more excited for the Morbius movie than I am for anything else that they're about to do. Mainly because Jared Leto's a good actor. He's fine or whatever. But the Morbius character, I think, would have been a lot better for them to start off with instead of Venom, mainly because Morbius is not that connected with Spider-Man. I mean, yeah, obviously they mix and, have a battle at one point or whatever, but you can totally just make a Morbius story and not have Spider-Man in it, and it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. So, I'm more hopeful for that Morbius movie, but not so much anything more with Venom. Like, there's nothing more that they can show me in this movie that a sequel is going to make me be like, yo, I got to go see this, unless you put Spider-Man in it. And even at that point, given the direction that they're putting this Venom, I don't even know if I want to see Venom and Spider-Man at this point. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I do. I don't think so. I don't know. You didn't like Suicide Squad? I understand. I understand. Let's see. Is it Chappie bad? No, Chappie's better than this. Um, could they do a reverse Deadpool thing and in a few months release a rated R version? I don't think so. I think once you go one route, you kind of have to stick with this. I don't see them going rated R with this. They, like, if they were going to do that, they should have done it now, but it's might be a little too late. Again, 2 end credit scenes for anybody just chiming in. Venom was not trash. It was Suicide Squad level. 2 post credit scenes, so make sure you stay for the very end. Let's see what else. Final takeaway. You know what? Look, if you're gonna watch Venom, go in with super, super low expectations. Don't spend a lot of money. Because I think that's honestly the best way people can enjoy things that are not so great. Because I think that you just have I don't know. Like, I'm a frugal guy. Like, I'm not a baller. Like, I don't have money like that. So if I go into a movie and I pay $15 or $30 because I'm bringing my wife or something, I'm gonna feel some type of way if that movie does not bring me maximum pleasure. Don't be nasty. But you know what I mean? Like, just maximum excitement. Don't be nasty. So like, you got to give me my money's worth, and I don't feel like this movie was worth $10-15 of hard-earned money. Like, $5, $6, then you could be like, hey, it's not that bad because you didn't lose very much, and you still get mildly entertained. So scale from 1 to 10. Well, I got to say that for my review. I got to give you guys something, right? So the review will tell you that. Is it Spider-Man 3 bad? Ooh, that's a good question. I will say that this is a better version of Venom compared to Spider-Man 3, but as a movie, I got to sleep on that. I got to think about it. Timmy, thanks, man. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the kind words. I'm just trying to help you guys out. Oh man, my wife's on here. Okay, I gotta go. She already listening in on this, commenting and everything. I gotta go, y'all. Hey, appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. Hey, do me a big favor. Help somebody. Share this video with somebody. When I post my review, share it with them too. Help somebody, because there are people out there that are about to think that this is like the next coming of comic book movies. It ain't that. It's not. So help your fellow man or woman out and just share this with them, because we need to help one another and love one another. And, friends don't let friends watch mediocre movies. That's just my personal policy. But appreciate y'all. Keep on commenting. I'll jump in the comments and try and respond to whoever I missed earlier. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it.